I've always loved books as a child, so I was horrified to find that I had $100 worth of fines on my library card. Started saving up right away, and after a month I saved enough to pay the fines back. Went to the library immediately. When I entered, I walked straight up to the librarian, gave them my card, and paid the fine. After that was done, I went to look at books. I walked over to the fiction section. I only liked fiction books. And looked around. Most of the books either looked incredibly stupid or I had already read them. But then I found this old book. The old book, I called it. Both because it looked very old and because it seemed to have no title. I flipped through the pages a little and saw that the print was very old. Whatever the book was, it was first print. I was invested. I walked back to the librarian and asked to check it out. She looked over the book for a moment, puzzled, then told me that it was not a library book and that she had no idea where it came from. She told me if I wanted it that bad, I could keep it. I smiled, did a little jump, and went home to read it. At home, I flipped through the pages of the old book a little more. It mysteriously said nothing about who wrote it. The next few pages held an introduction. I scanned for keywords about the book. If I had read the intro in full, nothing may have happened. I found the phrases, Book of the Beast, free it from the next universe, and it will destroy your life. I entered it into Google and looked. Most of the sites had nothing to do with it, but eventually, I happened to come across something that seemed relevant. It was a 4chan archive of X, of all things. The post read, "Do not read the Book of the Beast, or it will free it from the next universe, and all it shall do is destroy your life. It hates. I shall hide it. The Book of the Beast cannot be destroyed. Do not open it. Do not read it. Hide it and keep it trapped forever." The rest of the posts were pretty much just complaints how dumb the OP is. This, of course, made me only want to read it more. I shut off my computer, sat down in a cozy spot, and read. Skipped over the introduction. I never really liked them. And got to chapter 1. I began reading. Looking back at it, all the words were pretty much gibberish, but I remember it strangely making sense to me when I was reading it. Kinda like how you dream about something completely weird, but that makes sense in the dream. But when you wake up, it makes no sense whatever. I finished chapter 1 and went on. To my dismay, the rest of the book was just the same chapter, repeated over and over. I flipped through it until I got to the final page. The final page was mostly blank, except for a short sentence in the middle of the page. It read, "I am free." At that moment, I blacked out. When I woke, I was in a strange, dark place. I looked around, startled, and found myself looking at something. It's hard to describe, where it was undetailed and vague, and I can't remember much of it. Also, kind of like in a dream, the strange thing roared and flew up into this massive portal-like thing in the sky. It left a message lingering in the air. Couldn't hear it at first. The ringing in my ears from the road was very loud, but I slowly began to make it out. I am free. All life shall fall. I am free. All life shall fall. I am free. All life shall fall. I blacked out again. When I came to, I was standing outside of my house, in the backyard. I had the book in my hand. When I flipped through it, it was all blank, as if words have never been there. I dropped it, and once more fell to the ground and blacked out once more. Unconscious, I saw things. Saw the whole universe. Bird's eye view. I saw the galaxies backing out, slowly, until the entire thing was gone. I awoke in a hospital bed. My mother was sitting near me, in hysterics. She said I had sleepwalked to her home, covered in dirt, yelling crazed about the end of life. I had passed out and hit my head, so she brought me to the hospital. I managed to calm her down and asked her about the old book. She said she had no idea what I was talking about. To this day, I have no idea what happened to the book. All I know is it's coming slowly but surely. It's starting at the end of the universe and slowly making its way to us, destroying everything in its path. Soon, you'll hear stories of how the stars in the sky are disappearing, and you'll know why. It's near.